Hello everyone, this is Divya working as assistant professor in EEE department in St. Peter's Engineering College. Today I want to discuss about physics of wind power in the subject WSHE, that means wind solar hybrid energy systems first unit. So here I want to discuss four concepts basically. Those are history of the wind power, wind physics, Bed's limit ratio, stall and pitch control wind turbine. So coming to the history of the wind turbine, the power of the wind has been utilized for at least 3000 years. Until the early 20th century, wind power was used to provide mechanical power to pump water or to grind the grains. At the beginning of the modern industrialization, the use of fluctuating wind energy resources was substituted by fossil fuels and fired engines, so which provided a more consistent power source. So, in the early 1970s, with the first oil price shock, interest in the power of wind re-emerged. So, this time, however, the main focus was on wind power providing electrical energy instead of mechanical energy. So, this way it became possible to provide reliable and consistent power by using other energy technologies, that is via electrical grid as a backup. So, the first wind turbine for electricity generation had already been developed at the beginning of the 20th century. The technology was improved step by step from the early 1970s. By the end of 1990s, wind energy has re-emerged as one of the most important sustainable energy resources. During the last decade of the 20th century, worldwide wind capacity doubled approximately for every 3 years. So the cost of electricity from wind power has fallen to about one-sixth of the cost of early 1980s, and the trend seems to continue in the same way. So, some experts predict that the cumulative capacity will be growing worldwide by about 25% per year until 2005, and costs will be dropping by the additional 20 to 40% during the same time period. So, during coming to the historical background, the historical overview divides the utilization of natural resources wind into generation of mechanical power and the production of electricity. That means the historical development of the wind turbine technology is documented like that. So, for instance, we can say that the earliest windmills recorded were vertical axis mills only. These windmills can be described as a simple drag device. They have been used in Afghan highlands and to grind grains and since the 17th century. So this is about the historical background of the wind power. And coming to the wind physics, we have to know about the kinetic energy. So for wind, there exists a kinetic energy which is estimated by the equation half mv square, where m is the mass of the air and v is the speed of the air. So, the power in moving air is the flow rate of kinetic energy per second in watts. So, the power can be defined by the formula 1 by 2 into mass flow per second into V square, that is V into V. So, if P is equal to mechanical power in the moving air, that is in watts, rho is the air density, that is in kg per meter cube, and A is the area swept of the rotor blades, that is m square, and V is the velocity of the air, that is meter per second. And coming to the next one, that is Bed's limit ratio. The Bed's limit ratio is the theoretical maximum efficiency of the wind turbine given by the German physicist Albert Betz in the year 1919. So Betz concluded that this value is 59.3%. So it means that mostly only 59.3% of the kinetic energy from the wind can be used to spin the turbine and to generate electricity. So, in reality, the turbines cannot reach the wedge limit ratio, and common efficiency is in between 35 to 45% range only. And coming to the next one, that is stall control wind turbine and pitch control wind turbine. There exist two controlling mechanisms for the wind turbine, that is star control wind turbine and pitch control wind turbine. So wind turbines are designed to produce electrical energy as cheaply as possible. So wind turbines are therefore generally designed so that they yield maximum output at wind speeds around 15 meter per second, that is 30 knots or 30 mph also. So it does not pay to design turbines that maximize their output at stronger winds, because such strong winds are rare. So in case of stronger winds, it is necessary to waste part of the excess energy of the wind in order to avoid damaging of the wind turbine. So all wind turbines are therefore designed with some sort of the power control. There are mainly two types of power control mechanisms which are used in the wind turbines. Those are pitch control and stall control. So here we will discuss about the stall control wind turbines. So stall control wind turbine is also called as passive control wind turbine, which have the rotor blades bolted onto the hub or at a fixed angle. And the geometry of the rotor blade profile, however, has been aerodynamically designed to ensure that the moment the wind speed becomes too high, it creates a turbulence on the side of the rotor blade, which is not facing the wind as which is which can be predicted here. And this stall prevents the lifting force of the rotor blade from acting on the rotor. So, if you look the rotor blade for a stall control wind turbine, we will notice that the blade is twisted slightly as we move along its longitudinal axis. So this is partly done in order to ensure that the rotor blade stalls gradually rather than abruptly when the wind speed reaches its critical value. So other reasons for twisting the blade are also some climatical changes can be usable here. So the basic advantage of stall control is that one avoids moving parts in the rotor itself and a complex control system. On the other hand, stall control represents a very complex aerodynamical design problem and related design challenges in the structural dynamics of the whole wind turbine. So the examples are to avoid stall included vibration. Around two-thirds of the wind turbines currently being installed in the world are stall control machines only. And the next one is the pitch control wind turbines. So this is the pitch control wind turbines. These blades will move here. So on a pitch control wind turbine, the turbine's electronic controller checks the power output of the turbine several times per second. When the power output becomes too high, it sends an order to the blade pitch mechanism, which is immediately pitches, that means turns the rotor blades slightly out of the wind, so that the blades are turned back into the wind whenever the wind drops again. So the rotor blades thus have to be able to turn around their longitudinal axis, that means turn around their pitch means this is the longitudinal axis, so they will turn around their longitudinal axis, that means they will rotate based on the longitudinal axis. So during the normal operation, the blades will pitch a fraction of a degree at a time and the rotor will be turning at the same time. Designing a pitch control wind turbine requires some clever engineering to make sure that the rotor blades pitch exactly the amount required. On a pitch control wind turbine, the computer will generally pitch the blades a few degrees every time the wind changes in order to keep the rotor blades at optimum angle in order to maximize the output for all the wind speeds. So the pitch mechanism is usually operated by using hydraulics. So this is about stall control and pitch control wind turbines. Thank you.